Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Nicole's Exposé blows up DiMera family, Paulina story turns Johnny against EJ and Chad. Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers reveal that EJ DiMera, Dan Fuereagle, will continue to compass against Paulina Price, Jackie Harry, and look for a path to further power. Nicole DiMera, Ariane Zucker, doesn't realize it yet, but she's getting a pawn in EJ's revengeful game. Now that Nicole has a journalist job at The Spectator, EJ's pushing her to do an exposé on Paulina following her horrible jest. In the Smith Island snowstorm. Since Paulina was so reckless and exposed lives with radiation exposure, EJ feels she deserves to pay. Although Nicole originally had some reservations, she eventually got Chad DiMera, Billy Flynn, on the phone to pitch the idea. Of course, day spoilers, Chad may have some reservations of his own, especially since he know this could stir up trouble with Johnny DiMera, Carson Boatman. Johnny is married to Chanel DiMera, Raven Bowens, and happens to be relatively defensive of her mama, so he'll be furious if Chad lets Nicole drag Paulina's name through the slush. Since this was EJ's suggestion, that may get back to Johnny as well and leave him inversely mealy with his father. Naturally, Johnny will save some rage for Nicole too if she goes through with Paulina's takedown. Paulina was lately treated for thyroid cancer, so Johnny may argue that she's been through enough. Unfortunately, Paulina will go through indeed further since Chanel is about to come seriously ill and land at the sanitarium. Nicole knows what it's like to have a son facing a major health extremity, so Paulina's situation could haul at her heartstrings. At the same time, Nicole may feel like this is all Paulina's fault due to the radiation exposure. Whether the exposé eventually moves forward or not, EJ clearly won't give up when it comes to removing Paulina from the mayoral position. Since EJ will want to lead Salem rather, day spoilers say he'll stopgap to force a recall and run for mayor next. EJ could change his mind at some point, but he'll surely have fancies of further power during the week of April 29th to May 3rd. DOOL suckers will see EJ play dirty, so he could seriously damage his relationship with Johnny in the process. Johnny's bond with Uncle Chad will inescapably take a mega hit too, so Nicole's exposé could blow up the DiMera family in a big way. Grounded on our day's prognostications, EJ will be making plenitude of shady moves in some forthcoming stories, so we'll give you updates on all the DiMera colluding ahead. Days of Our Lives spoilers say EJ will prove he can be just as sneaky as Stefano DiMera, Joseph Mascalo, so don't miss all the shocking news that's still to come. Eric and Nicole kiss on assignment together, brace and repel temptation? Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers reveal that Chad DiMera, Billy Flynn, is adding 2 hires at The Spectator, so let's bandy Nicole DiMera, Ariane Zucker, and Eric Brady's, Greg Vaughn, new jobs. Nicole talked Chad into bringing her on board as a journalist, at least on a trial base. Still, Nicole is great at probing and will inescapably impress Chad with her work soon enough. During the week of April 29th to May 3rd, day spoilers say Nicole will make an unanticipated discovery involving Eric's new photography gig. Since Eric is joining The Spectator and will be taking some of his always brilliant prints, Nicole will be surprised over that news. Of course, Nicole may be indeed more surprised when she's forced to work directly with Eric. It looks like Chad may pair Eric and Nicole up on an assignment together, so they'll get updates from the master and have to power through the original awkwardness. Indeed so, day spoilers say it won't take long for Nicole and Eric to find a nice meter. Eric and Nicole will push past the discomfort and find that they really enjoy working as a platoon. Naturally, this will open the levees when it comes to Nicole and Eric's old passions for each other. Although Eric and Nicole were suitable to bury those passions ahead, it wouldn't be so readily now that they were going to be in each other's route constantly. To make matters worse, Chad will presumably suppose Nicole and Eric are an absolutely amazing work brace. Chad may be excited over Nicole's stories once they repaired with Eric's prints and contend they should work together indeed more frequently. This could lead to some other platoon assignments and further openings to grow closer. DOOL suckers know Nicole started Remedy with Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall, after the loss of her baby boy, but she has other issues when it comes to her moping love for Eric. Days spoilers say Nicole will entrust in Marlena about how torn she feels between Eric and DiMera, Dan Fuereagle. Since the show's about to play up Nicole's equivocal heart right when Eric's having problems in his marriage to Sloane Peterson Brady, Jessica Surfety, trouble could be brewing. Will Nicole and Eric kiss while on assignment together? Could these spouses cross the line and surrender to temptation, perhaps indeed in bed at some point? Whatever the case, Days of Our Lives spoilers say Eric and Nicole will surely feel a familiar pull to each other, so stick with us for prognostications on what they'll do about it. Leo blabs, Eric bonds, Chanel's illness, cons pawn. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of April 29, 2024 are in. Anticipate Leo Stark, Greg Ricard, to partake life-altering intel with DiMera, Dan Fuereagle. Eric Brady, Greg Vaughn, and Nicole Walker, DiMera, Ariane Zucker, bond while working together at The Spectator. Chanel DiMera, Raven Bowens, gets really sick. Plus, Constantine Meliunis, John Capellos, turns John Black, Drake Hodgson, into the pawn. Days of Our Lives spoilers, Leo Stark blabs. DOL spoilers for the week of April 29 reveal that Leo will partake a life-altering secret with EJ. This secret must be that Jude Brady is really Nicole's dead son. Of course, Leo can't prove it. Suckers might recall that a maternity test was done on Jude Brady. Still, Sloane Peterson Brady, Jessica Surfety, lucked out that the lab used the samples on train which were formerly tampered with by Sloane preliminarily. That baby needs a new maternity test, one that actually hardies rather of cutting corners. In any case, EJ might not believe Leo. When EJ catches a regard of Eric'll cling, however, he might question some effects. DOL spoilers, Eric'll bond over at The Spectator. Nicole will start her job as a journalist. Nicole will be surprised to learn that Chad DiMera, Billy Flynn, also hired Eric as the review's newest shooter. Nicole and Eric will have an awkward morning, but will soon develop a work meter. Anticipate Eric'll to get close again, however. EJ is bound to notice some of these moments. However, EJ could see it and realize Leo's been telling the verity, if Eric brings Jude to the office and Nicole soothes the baby. Speaking of Eric'll, Nicole gets real about her torn heart to Marlena Evans, Deidre Hall. Meanwhile, Eric and Sloane get into a nasty fight. Days of Our Lives spoilers, Constantine Meliunis' sinister sin. Days of Our Lives spoilers for the week of April 29 reveal that Constantine will push Teresa Donovan, Emily O'Brien, to get him out of Maggie Horton Kiriaki's, Suzanne Rogers, prenup. Julie Williams, Susan Seaforth Hayes, will be unnerved by the marriage news. Plus, Teresa accuses Alex Kiriakis, Robert Scott Wilson, of sleeping with Kristen DiMera, Stacey Hayduke. Back with the con man, he'll turn John into the pawn and have the former clerk do his bidding. DOL spoilers, week of April 29, 2024, Trip Johnson, Lucas Adams, and Wendy Shin, Victoria Grace, say goodbye. Marlena questions Everett Lynch, Blake Barris, about why he's not continuing with Remedy. Chanel gets sick and the symptoms worsen during the week of April 29. Is Chanel's sickness related to Paulina Price's, Jackie Harry, deliverance charge? Also, EJ is determined to discipline Paulina. Away, Kristen and Stefan DiMera, Brandon Barish, make raids on ousting EJ from DiMera Enterprises. Days of Our Lives, DOOL, spoilers reveal that EJ DiMera, Dan Fuereagle, will continue to compass against Paulina Price, Jackie Harry, and look for a path to further power. Nicole DiMera, Ariane Zucker, doesn't realize it yet, but she's getting a pawn in EJ's revengeful game. Now that Nicole has a journalist job at The Spectator, EJ's pushing her to do an exposé on Paulina following her horrible jest. In the Smith Island snowstorm.